Hi everybody, and welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to tackle herbs for the immune system. With the colder weather and the winter season fast approaching, I thought it was really applicable to tackle immune herbs and the different categories that they fall under, and therefore the different protocols and the different ways that we would use them. And I really wanted people to be armed with information that would allow them to be able to use their botanical friends appropriately. Now, as the beginning of this video did state, none of this is meant to be interpreted as medical advice. I'm simply providing some herbal education. For people who are interested in working with me in clinic, you are welcome to contact me. It's really important that you work with a healthcare practitioner, especially if you're on medications, if you're chronically ill, if you're immunocompromised in any way. These are difficult scenarios to navigate when it comes to working with botanicals, so it's always best to work with a healthcare practitioner. And of course, I want to stay within the boundaries of the governing bodies that I have to adhere to, and of course, the rules of social media. So again, no medical advice. I'm providing you with some information. So on that note, let's get started. So first, I want to draw your attention to the fact that there's two categories of immune herbs, two main categories, and that would be immune stimulants and immune tonics. And they're used very differently, and they function in the body quite differently as well. So first, let's go with immune stimulants, because this is the one that most people are familiar with. They're the most popular. They're the ones that kind of are on top of the people's heads, and they're probably the easiest to find in some way, shape, or form. So immune stimulants are designed to give your immune system a short-term boost for about 2 weeks or so, just to kind of help it, kind of give it a bit of a kickstart to help it deal with any kind of viral load that it may have been exposed to. So these are best taken when you're sick. When you wake up and you got that little throat scratch, or your nose feels a little chuggy, and you just know that you're coming down with something, that's an excellent time to become friends with your herbal immune stimulants and get to know them and work with them. So you don't want to be taking these for long periods of time. There's actually a lot of really great information about overstimulating the immune system, what that can do in the body. So we really don't want to be taking immune stimulants every day, all winter long. Couple reasons for this. One, your body's going to adapt to them. And I actually have a really great post on pulsing immune stimulants on my blog, and I'm going to put that in the description below, so make sure you check that out. But your body's going to adapt. The human body has an amazing ability to adapt to things. I mean, how many times have you guys heard about antibiotic-resistant bacteria, right? The body adapts. Bacteria adapts, viruses adapt, right? So you don't want to be taking them for long periods of time. They're best used using acute doses over short periods of time, say about 2 weeks. So let me give you some examples of herbs that are immune stimulants. And I've got myself a list here, so if you see me looking down, it's because I don't want to forget any. So one of my favorites is burdock. Yeah, those things that stick to your clothes, burdock. Like, how amazing is that? I like to use the root. You can also harvest the flowering fruit. So that sticky little burr, before it became one, it was actually a flower. And you can harvest that and make tincture from it. You can use the leaf. So any of those portions of the plant. The root is probably the easiest to find and the one that most people tend to use. Another really great example would be calendula. Calendula is a great plant to help stimulate the immune system. And echinacea. Lots of people have heard of echinacea. Most commonly, what you'll find in the stores is echinacea root. But it was actually, I believe, my teacher, Michael Vertoli, my former teacher, who started doing research on the aerial parts of the plants that we traditionally use the root of. Because of course, when we harvest the root of a plant, you got to dig it up, right? And you've effectively killed the plant. Whereas if you harvest the aerial parts of the plant, flowers and leaves, the plant gets to live. And so we're discovering that plants like echinacea, elecampane, botanical name Inula, and even black-eyed Susan the flowers and leaves have very similar immune stimulating properties to their root. So how great is that? We don't have to kill the plant. As the form aforementioned in Inula helenium, which is elecampane, another one of my favorites in terms of helping to support the immune system. Plantain, all species of plantain, and I've got a great video. I'll make sure that I link that so you can check out that so you learn about the different varieties of plantain that might be growing all over your lawn. Goldenrod, of course, elderberry. Everybody's familiar with elderberry and elderflower. They both work very, very well as immune stimulants. And the last, but of course not least, would be dandelion root and stinging nettle herb. Those are some of my favorites to help stimulate the immune system. Now, I'm not going to go into too much detail in terms of herbal formulations and everything. If you're really interested in learning more broad strokes and detailed information about the immune system, I'm going to post a link to a webinar that I did not that long ago. The recording is available on my website, and we cover how the immune system works, what is immunity. We go over vitamins, supplements, you name it, it covers everything. So that I'm going to post that link below. But those herbs are our immune stimulants designed to be used over a short period of times in acute doses, meaning that you're taking them a bit more frequently throughout the day, 4 to 5 times a day, to help boost the immune system over short periods of time. All right, so continuing along with the video, we talked about immune stimulants. We know how to use those. We know what they're used for. But now I want to draw your attention to a completely different category of herbs, and this is immune tonics. And they work differently than immune stimulants. Immune tonic, as their name indicates, is designed to help support the immune system on a deeper level, but over longer periods of time. So you're not going to get that boost you would if you were to, say, take a few doses of echinacea or something like that, right? This is more designed to tone and support the overall immune system. So when I was studying herbal medicine in school, I was trained that our immune tonic friends are used for people who are mostly healthy. They don't have a lot of chronic health issues. And this is a way to kind of help tone that part of the system, giving it just sort of like a nice little supportive blanket. And again, you can take these over longer periods of time. They're designed to be used this way in chronic doses, so smaller doses, less frequent. And they're now becoming easier to find because everybody has jumped on the medicinal mushroom bandwagon. And these are great examples of immune tonics. So we have herbs like reishi, chaga. Again, make sure your mushrooms are being ethically harvested, guys. Chaga, turkey tail, cordyceps, I know I'm forgetting, lion's mane. So a lot of companies are going to start to come out with these really great mushroom blend tinctures. And I have an example here, Harmonic Arts. They're based out of Canada. They actually have, and it's backwards because I don't have a filmer for me here today, but they have a 5 mushroom blend. I'll post that below, full disclaimer, affiliate link, because I love Harmonic Arts. It's where I buy a lot of my dried herbs from if I need them. And if there's something in my area that I can't find wild and make tincture from myself, I will support these guys. So they have excellent blends of your medicinal mushrooms. Other immune tonic herbs would be your ginseng, so Siberian ginseng and North American ginseng. So that would be Eleutherococcus and Panax are for your botanical names. And of course there's astragalus. A lot of people are familiar with that as well. I actually make a chai tea blend, and I believe that recipe is in my book too, where you can add astragalus to your chai tea. So those would be our immunotonic herbs. They're immunomodulating. They help to support and tone the system. They're not giving it that kind of big boost that you would get, but it also means that they're far safer and more effective when taken over long periods of time. So I hope you guys have found this short, brief introduction into the world of the immune system and herbs helpful. Just really wanted to differentiate the difference between our immune tonic friends and our immune stimulating friends, how we use them, why we use them differently, and how they kind of work in the body. Again, if you're interested in more details about immunity, nitty gritty, like all the way from how the whole system works from a physiological standpoint to what vitamins and supplements would help support me. You can check out the webinar that I did not too long ago. The recording is available, and there were some great questions in the Q&A afterwards as well. So I think everybody will find it informative and helpful. If you have any questions or comments that I am able to answer, please leave those below. And until next time, this is Correne from Spirea Herbs, wishing you health and wellness.